Good evening, guys, and welcome to what has been a tremendously difficult Monday. Right? I mean, it felt like a Monday to me. I don't know about anybody else, but it felt like Monday on crack.
Yeah, it kind of felt like Monday.
So everybody hopping in here to the chat, say hi. This is, we got John from A&J Outdoors. I got Mr. Grant McIntosh. These gentlemen, we do the live stream here together. For those of you who don't know, we have links to everybody's channels in the description of the video down below. Check out our Discord server. We'll be talking about that in a bit. These gentlemen as well. Check everybody out. If you haven't done that already, we got some things to talk about. But before we do, everybody, we need to know what you did for the weekend. Let us know. And while we're talking about that, guys, I want to hear what you guys are doing this weekend. If you don't mind, Grant, I want to start with you because I've got a little bit of a sneak peek of what you're doing. I just want to hear more of it.
Gardening. I got the weeds pulled and got some dirt added to the raised beds from where some of the compost had settled, and trying to get the garden going. We've got freezing coming again Thursday night, but it's supposed to be, we got a possibility for a record high at 73 tomorrow. Right now, the previous record 72, so it's just up and down, hot and cold. Hadn't changed.
Yep. We got a lot of that going on down here. John, we were just talking about that before we started the whole stream. How's the weather treating you, and what have you been up to?
The weather has warmed up and it's nice, but this weekend I was doing one of those things that I swore off I would never do again, flooring my daughter's house. So
yes,
if you see me get up out of this chair, you'd think I was 90 years old. I am crippled up. And then we're going right back at it on Friday. So hopefully we finish up Friday, and then I can get back to doing some of the fun stuff, i.e. messing with the boat. But we did get the name on the boat for those of you that missed it. And it's all my social media pictures out there with the name on the boat.
You know what? Let me bring up my thing. I can pull up a picture of that with a little sneak peek here in just a moment.
All right.
There it is.
There she is.
Very nice.
And then this other one is my father-in-law, Rich. You see him in some of our videos when we're fishing at the beach and stuff like that. He loves going out there even when he's not fishing. He's at the beach every single day. He's taking pictures, and people don't even ask for it or anything. He just goes around taking pictures of people catching their fish, and that's what this is over here.
That's cool.
So, but hey, loving the logo on there, John. It's looking good. I can't wait to see what it looks like with its reflection on the water.
Yes.
It's pretty.
Agreed.
And in the chat, let's say hello to everybody because we got a crew. Of course, we have the Outdoors Live crew. If you're not aware, we are going to be transitioning this live stream over to that channel in a couple of months. We're working on that now. So if you haven't already, we ask that you please consider subscribing. We're not going to spam a bunch of videos and anything on that channel. We are going to be running some tests and some experiments. We are going to put some video content out on there. But it's kind of confusing. And tell us if you disagree, but it's been kind of confusing for some people that we have it on 3 different channels. So we're trying to conglomerate it on one. And that's going to be the one that we're going to do in the near future here. We also have, we got JNC No Limit TV. He's driving right now, so he's not going to be able to chat, but he is one of our OG buddies. Did one of the very first live stream river fishing stream things that we had ever come across. That's one of the reasons that all of us got together. So John, really good to see you, man. I hope to be seeing a whole lot more of you in the very near future, and drive safe, man.
No doubt.
Also, we have Dana Lee. Hey, I'm looking forward to having this conversation with you in just a moment. Thank you for coming and hanging out with us today. I really do appreciate that. Of course, we also have I don't even know how to pronounce it on here. Dalama Gods. He's G Llama in the Discord server. We have Mr. David Martin. We have Wild Japan. Who else have we got here? Shannon. How are you doing, Shannon? Checking in. I'd like to hear an update on you guys and how you're doing. We got Scully Nation Adventures. How you doing there, man? Curious what you've been up to, what you were doing this weekend. We got Peter Orchard Studios. What's up, Peter? We did a little live stream last night. Had some fun.
Hashtag more Peter.
We got No Limit Cassie. Cassie, good to see you too. Thank you. Appreciate that. We got Wild Game Pursuit. Hey, man, appreciate you coming and hanging out on the stream we did yesterday as well. and Mr. Henry Mosley. Gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen, guys, thank you so much for coming hanging out. Looking forward to having a lot of fun. We're going to have a fun conversation. We got all kinds of cool stuff to talk about. We've got some drinks that we're going to be having. We're going to get to that in just a moment. If I missed anybody, let me know in the chat, and I'll make my apologies later in the future. I'll put out like an apology video or something.
Later in the future.
At some point in time. I'm getting my apology video ready for whenever that has to happen, because it does. Talking about things from this weekend, while Japan was on Yamanashi, hiked in the Forest of Death, saw Fuji and hiked. So that's immediately demonetized. Just appreciate that. But it sounds like fun. That sounds like a really cool. I love hiking.
Yeah.
Like that.
Well, let's go hiking there.
Right.
Yeah. Apparently, he made it out safely.
Yeah.
Right. So far, I've seen the ring. It might take 7 days.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Mr. Martin had a weekend very similar to yours, John. He was doing work, putting in solid labor.
Somebody's got to do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be done. Some of those weekends just go like that. G Llama is about to start jamming some games, so he'll be in and out. No problem, man. Hey, do your thing. Totally understand. Know how that goes. Peter ate some chicken courtesy of the barbecue that we did last night. But it tasted like shit because all the chicken kept falling in the ash. Because that's what kind of stream it is when we have it over on Peter's channel. It's a bunch of it's a lot more drinking. It's talking about some weirder subjects. And typically, for barbecuing, when that happens, it all goes into the ash. David Martin says Grant is on call. He's drinking a Coke. Man, you guys are I can't even keep up with this.
He knows it.
You guys.
Scully Nation had a good weekend.
Okay, I got to get caught up here. Henry Mosley was at Opryland this weekend. That's awesome. Scully Nation Outdoors worked around the house, did barefoot Mardi Gras along with a beach cleanup and barbecue. Threw horseshoes, enjoyed the weather. Is today Mardi Gras? Is that right?
There's been Mardi Gras parades for 3 or 4 or 5 days now on TikTok. They have I didn't realize they had 50 something parades.
I didn't even realize it was Mardi Gras until just now when I saw that.
Yeah.
Does that mean we have to not drink tomorrow or something?
Never heard of such blasphemy.
Yeah, I'm not drinking all week, so I'm good.
He'll do it for us then.
You watch, he's going to be the one catching the fish. You got to earn the faith of the fishing gods. However, you got to do it. Mr. Covarrubias, wasn't sure if I was going to make tonight. Hey, man, appreciate it. Just a kid. What have you been up to? How was your weekend? Shannon says all the windows, doors, bedrooms, and laundry room are finished in her house. Started replumbing the whole house and then onto the kitchen, living room, bathrooms. What is up with everybody doing all this construction work and work in general?
Well, Shanae's was a had to after
hurricane.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, can you believe that's still going on, Shannon? So sorry that you guys are still going through that. But it's nice to hear that you're making some good progress on it.
Scully says today is Mardi Gras, but North Padre does barefoot Saturday before. That's cool.
I did not know that. Man, I wish I'd gotten in on that. I'll do anything barefoot. I love barefoot anything. Rachel, going to one of my big things growing up in Corpus Christi, I love doing everything barefoot. It's a family thing, or it's just like to be walking around barefoot. And I have no problems. Okay, in the chat, I'm curious your thoughts on this. And Johnny Grant, I'll have to get your opinion on this as well. So I love going and wandering around everywhere barefoot. And that includes going to the gas station and the grocery store. All part of the game for me. Yeah. I saw the look on your face, and I'm going to own it. I like walking around. Not that I wake up in the morning and I think, man, I want to go to Walmart barefoot. That's not my trend. But if I'm at the beach all day, and then I need to pick up some steaks to grill for dinner or something, and I'm a sandy mess, I don't want to put on shoes for that.
That could be acceptable. That could be acceptable.
Yeah.
But typically, I don't.
Yeah, all I can picture is the years of working in the grocery store and the nice, pretty mopped, waxed floors, having nasty, dirty, bare feet prints walked all across them from the.
I do. I will mess up a floor.
Just walked in.
Yep, yeah. I'm that guy. And I'm soaking wet too.
people hacking it, sludge, and you're stepping in it. Nah.
Tar, fish guts. Might have a cut on my foot from something. You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
I don't care. I ran convenience. Like, I know retail. I understand fully like how much and I try to be real respectful. Like, I'm the guy. One of my goals in life is to return more shopping carts than I use. I don't like plastic bags. I don't want to create extra work for anybody in the store. If something needs to get grabbed, I'll go. I'm very helpful. I'm not trying to be, I'm not trying to be a pain, but I'm going to walk around barefoot with sandy feet, and I'm going to be soaking wet, and I'm going to get everything wet.
You got me on the plastic bags. I'll date myself. I remember when I was younger, and the big push at all the stores was stop using paper bags because you're killing all the trees. And here, these are the tree huggers now, and no offense. Here, use plastic bags. And now here we are decades later. Plastic bags are Satan, and their stores going back to paper bags. It's like,
yeah, full 180 on that one.
There we go.
I remember that.
Yeah, I can remember that's pretty much all I don't even think we had plastic bags whenever I started working at the grocery store. Janet, she's going to have to answer that one for me. Seems like all we ever did was paper.
Yeah.
Ben's recovering from surgery. Hope that's going good.
And then you're torturing yourself with the little Tuesday night live stream. Appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
Hope you're feeling a little bit better on that.
Hopefully give you some good pain meds.
Yeah. You need to be ready for July. So get your rest. Okay, Henry says, Stanley, I think this is the wrong stream to be talking about bare feet because it is NSFW. It's okay. We got demonetized in the very first conversation that we had right off the bat, so I'm good now. Scully, I'm all about it. Let me know, because obviously I couldn't even remember that today was an actual holiday, or a Tuesday for that matter. So keep me abridged. I'd love to go. Shannon says, I'm not going anywhere barefoot. Have you seen what people do in public? Yes, I'm one of those people. I do those things in public, like walking around barefoot with sandy feet. I have thrown money to a cashier just so I didn't walk on a freshly mopped floor. I will do the same thing. I'm not saying like that. I'm not saying like every time I go to the gas station, I take off my shoes just to walk around barefoot. I'm not doing that. If they just mopped, I'm the same way. Like, I'm going to go walk around that. I'm not going to, mess them up. I have even picked up a mop in a store. Like I walk in to get something and then I just like left a track or maybe somebody missed something. I don't know. I will pick up a mop and I'll like, clean up that section behind me. I'm not cruel. If I go to the beach, that's like one of those things in life where some days I just don't want to wear shoes. And that's just like that's how I treat myself.
I mean, I like it. I wish I felt comfortable walking around barefoot. Be more natural, I guess.
I'm not even comfortable doing it, especially nowadays, because like Rachel harasses me about it. She calls it HEB feet, and she doesn't want to have anything to do with me if I've done that. So I get harassed, and I'm mentally aware that I'm doing it, and I understand now when I'm doing it. I'm like, oh, I'm not totally comfortable doing it, but at the same time, I'm like, I am forcing myself. I am barefoot all day. I am not putting on stickers, hot cement, glass. I do not care. I am not doing shoes today. David Martin says, I work there too, Grant. Remember, people would ask for the paper bags we put into the plastic bags so that they could carry them across the road to the apartments. They'd double them up. Some people do that. Yeah, it's island life. Exactly. That's kind of like the thing that I'm trying to I don't know. I'm forcing myself to believe that I am doing. Rachel's a smart woman. Yes, she is, which is why I need her around. Keeps me even. I would have been a totally different, very less enjoyable person if she was not around. I guarantee it. Mark J. Larson says, hello, friends. How you doing there, sir? Appreciate you coming and hanging out. Flintstone feet. I've heard that one before. Barefoot Stanley. So talking what was that?
Small water charters is in the house.
Flip flops.
Hey, what's up, man? So the topic of conversation. I hope Dana Lee is still in because I'm very put all the time too. I don't know what quite you mean. I'm assuming that he means that he likes to run around.
Yeah, barefoot, I think. Yeah.
No, yeah. Barefoot. Barefoot takes the time. Gotcha. Been there, done that. So the topic of conversation tonight, the thing that was that I was looking at in the news earlier, the story on this, what happened. So a couple of divers in Florida, which is very strict about their shark regulation, more strict so than like Texas and some other places. I don't know what everybody's regulations are, but I know that Florida is way more strict than what Texas is. So a couple of divers were in Florida, and they came across some fishing lines. They were legal fishing lines, but they had illegal sharks on the line. So they released them. Now there's a little bit more to this story, but those fishermen were charged. They were charged, and they were they had the potential of getting like a 5-year jail sentence for having done this. They didn't get that. They ended up walking away with like I think a generous $3,000 fine. And I'm curious everybody's opinion and thoughts on this subject. There's some really like two very distinct sides on this. So the deal with this is these guys were diving. What's up, Brandon? Good to see you, man. These guys are divers, so they're down on the bottom, and they see these fishing lines that are down there, and they've got sharks. Which here in Florida, sharks are highly regulated. It's very specific species, very specific times of year that you can keep them at all down there. And these sharks, absolutely, definitely illegal. Worldwide, you cannot harvest these sharks, okay? So they saw these completely non-harvestable sharks, and they released them. They were under the assumption, or at least they're claiming they're under the assumption, that the lines had been abandoned and were left there. This is one of their defenses in court. So as a result of that, they went and robbed all the hooks and the weights and everything off of those lines. They got to the surface. They reported the incident. They reported the guys that were fishing. And then I think back at the dock, they had thrown away all the leaders or something. It was $1,300 worth of tackle that they ended up getting from these guys because it was deep water stuff. Turns out these illegal sharks, which are illegal to harvest worldwide, there are 5 human beings in the entire world that have a license to fish these guys. One of them being a NOAA researcher, that guy that was fishing for him that day. He was one of 5 people who was legally allowed to fish for that species of shark. The divers had no way of checking that, and all that tackle was legal. So this was an entirely legal thing. What are your thoughts on this? If I'm down on the bottom and I've run across this where I'm snorkeling or spearfishing, scuba diving, whatever the case may be, I've been down on the bottom. I have seen illegal rigs. I've cut them, illegal ones. I've maybe done that once or twice, and I want to be very specific on this. These were illegal rigs that I cut. I'm very fond of pulling up, rigs that are abandoned and scattered all over the jetty. You've seen me do that in the past on videos. But there's no way of checking on this. If there's an illegal species, if I'm down there on the bottom, what are your thoughts if I come across, say, a 50-inch black drum that somebody has on an illegal rig or something like that? What are your thoughts? What am I supposed to do about that if I'm down there?
What was
respond?
When you bring up black drum, I know there's a certain size above which you can't keep. What is that size?
So on black drum, I pulled that one up because that one's a specific slot. Black drum, I think you're allowed to keep them up to like 30 inches, something like 32 inches.
Oh,
but you're allowed to keep one that's over 56.
Oh, okay.
So like a 50-inch drum is an absolute can't do.
Well, there you go. Then you're legit. I think it was like those guys thought they were doing the right thing. Like you said, 5 people in the world can fish with, and they probably didn't even know that. You said I think you said earlier they're silky shark, right?
It was a silky shark is the species, yeah.
So they're trying to do the right thing, but then they would just happen to be in the wrong place at the wrong time doing the right thing, right? And so I think, you could go to 5 years to jail for doing this, or you walk away with $3,000 fine. I think maybe, I don't know. It seems like they learned the lesson. They know now there are people that can fish for those sharks and maybe not be so gung-ho just to start chopping lines. But they'll probably never run into that situation in their lives again, probably.
Yeah, I mean, who will? How many times does that Noah guy? How many people does he come across of the billions that are out there fishing at any given time?
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm curious, do you have to have like your stuff tagged down there? Like
Yep.
like a crab trap or anything like that? Like
Oh,
up
yeah.
here, if you're a trot line,
Yeah.
jugs, anything that you can't see, if you leave, you have to have it tagged.
Yeah, same with Texas.
They were running long lines, and they have to have that attached to a buoy with all their personal information on it. And the Noah guy, he had all this stuff up to date. Yeah, they were down at the bottom,
So
and considering it was a silky shark, and that they're running long lines, I'm assuming they were probably 250, 300 feet down, something like that. I'm just throwing darts and guessing at that. But it's not something to where it would have been easy for them to run up the line and check the buoy.
I like what Live in Minnesota Outdoors said, though. Report the coordinates of fish and game and leave it alone. Protects you and the other guy. That's a good idea.
I don't disagree. That's the kind of the obvious answer. But my thought on that is, what if that silky shark, which is endangered, I guess. I don't believe it's endangered, but let's say it's endangered. And it's something that, like sea turtles that you're trying to protect, and you don't want it to die before, TPAW or whoever DNR goes out and does something about it. If you are in a situation where you kind of have to make that call, where it's, you're not going to be able to make that call and nobody's going to be able to get out there and do anything about it before he dies.
I'm with Wild Japan. Sounds about fair the way it ended up.
I agree. I actually think that the circumstances of the whole thing is really fair. They ended up getting a $3,000 fine. In my case, I mean, so it's 2023, and I really hate going this direction with it. This is such a pitiful. I'm sorry to say, it's kind of a pitiful, regardless of what we do. It's a pitiful time to be alive with this. I would eat the fine, be thankful that I didn't go to jail, and then try to capitalize on a YouTube video and recoup that $3,000. Right? I mean, it's in the news. There's stuff to be done. You were the guy with the video of the thing. Shitty.
Right.
Sorry to say, but I'm not gonna be dishonest about that.
Playing hooky says he retired from teaching and thought he was going to fish more, and now he's working more than he's fishing.
That sucks.
Yeah. Teaching.
Hey, cheers to that.
Teaching
again. Shannon says, I think they, in fact, knew the people were fishing. They knew they were fishing. I don't know. So the whole abandoned lines thing might have been something that came up when they were defending themselves in court. I kind of get the feeling that was the case. For anybody who wants to look into it, dude, just by the way, in the description of the video, I've got a link to the article if you want to check it out. It's up to the person catching the shark to return it safely to the water. I agree. Now, these are like 6 mile long lines, so there's no way you're dropping those things and pulling up anything that's alive. Like that's so for the thumbnail on this, that hammerhead, that's clickbait. Not clickbait because it's representative and I'm not lying about what's going on, but we all are aware that you have to use, an image that's enticing and compelling, right? So that's what that is. However, I mean, that's kind of what they look like when they get pulled up on a line like that.
You see Shannon's next comment.
You did your part by calling. It's then on F&G. Wait, is it right to insert yourself into another person's business? The female version of that is called a Karen. If I've seen sea turtles like caught in lines at the bottom, and that's kind of different because there's no way that's not wrong to release. Yeah. Okay, no, I'm going to take that back. It is a federal offense to release them off of that line. So I can't do that. I'm still going to do it. I'm not going to call the Texas turtle
I'm losing you.
Is to come.
You there?
Yeah, YouTube's saying that I'm controversial topic. They're trying to shut me down.
That's what it is. They're watching you. Scuba
Yeah.
Steve.
Yeah. As the video is about an activity you were found guilty and fined over, can you legally keep the revenue in Florida? Good question, man. I have no idea. I would assume so, because you're putting it on, you're publishing content. That's a great question. I have no idea, but I assume so. I mean, people can do it. They can go to jail and write a book about it all day long, right? Would I just have to write a book? Is anybody going to read my book about my shark finds?
Yeah, I think you'd be all right.
Would you guys read it, Shannon? Would you read my shark book? I don't know if I would. Once you're caught, truth. Once you're caught, you got to deny. Thus, the abandoned line defense. I mean, yeah, you kind of do, regardless of whether. So this falls into that whole other category conversation for something like this. So are you guys familiar a couple of years ago with the aunt that sued her niece for $175,000? It kind of plays into this. So what happened was this. This aunt. She had like a house party or something over her house, and her sister and her sister's daughter were over there, and they broke something, a vase or something. I don't know what to do. I don't know, something in the house. And she had some other issues or something. I don't know, but she called her homeowner's insurance and said, I want to do a claim. So the homeowner's insurance said, well, not a problem. We can do a claim. It's $175,000 is the dollar. Or it was something to where it was like she could do the claim, but she had to have a police report. So she went to file the police report in order to get this claim. And it was total BS. And everybody told her from the get-go, it was total BS. It's just one of those paperwork things. You have to have the police report. So she goes to get the police report. And they're like, okay, well, here's your police report. But for the purposes of your insurance, you need this to be for like at least $175,000. So she's like, okay, yeah, just make the claim for $175,000. I'm never going to try to take anybody for $175,000, but it's just part of the paperwork deal. So she ends up going back and she files her claim for $175,000. She has to take it to court and sue somebody. And for whatever reason, she had to sue the daughter, her niece, had to be listed as a litigant or whatever. So in order for her to get her whole thing, she had to go through all this rigmarole, and she had to sue the niece for $175,000. It was all like just, we know, we get it. This is the paperwork thing, but it got into the news, and she was absolutely lambasted by the news. She was on Good Morning America. She was the worst aunt in history. She was the Karen aunt. She was the one who sued her niece because nobody took the story into context. And so it's like you said on this, it's like one of those where, once you're in that situation, I'm kind of went off on the rails on that conversation. I apologize. But once you're in that situation, you kind of got to do what you've got to do to defend yourself. So I don't disagree with what they had to say in court. They probably were sitting there in court going like, man, I have no problems paying this fine. I know that we have to, we made a mistake, didn't understand that you can get a license, all of that stuff. But, while we are in court, we are actually going to defend ourselves. We're going to do our paperwork. We're going to do what we got to do. Oh, Shannon said she would skim my book. I appreciate that. It wouldn't be very good. I would probably be going off the rails a lot on that book. So, other than that, how would you guys feel? How's the timing right now, you think, to take a look at some photographs from the Discord server?
Let's do it.
Awesome. It is that time. We have a lot. We have a lot of pictures. Oh, and real quick, I never even got to my whole thing. So my weekend, I'll bring it up here and see if I got it. This was my weekend. Had a little family time. We went up to Waco, celebrated my niece's birthday, and did some barbecue. That was before we did our barbecue stream yesterday.
Nice.
And starting things off, I love this. So we got, this week is the very first time we have a submission from my mother. I'll be pulling that up in just a second. These are our photos of the week, of course. Anybody who's interested in getting in on this, please come and join us for the Premier Fishing and Hunting Discord server. There is a link in the description down below. We have a great time in there. Everybody goes and has a great weekend, and then we all come back and talk about it and show off all of our pictures, and then we discuss that during the live stream on Tuesdays. My mom found a no fishing meme, and that's good. That's about to be the new background on my phone.
I like that. That's cute.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's the world just saying, you know, you have your rules, but also we have our rules. Dark Soldier with a really nice sunset. We got a few of those coming up in the stream here in a moment with some of the pictures we're going to be looking at. And then Wild Japan, I believe he's still in the house here hanging out. So he went out, went on a hike and was doing some adventuring, decided to do some fishing, but he didn't have a rod. So he just had some stuff on him. He took a stick that he found and just went and started doing some fishing. We're going to see we'll see a little bit more on that story in just a moment as well. I assume, right? Is that the outfit you used for these upcoming pictures? And also, while we're at it, is anybody here living in Minnesota Outdoors is asking if anybody here is in the path of the snowstorm? He's expecting 15 to 30 inches.
Whew, not down here.
No, I think it's just rain for us.
It's a float dizzle.
Be crazy if it changed though, and we got a foot of snow.
Yeah, we're not going to see snow here. I hope. I don't think we're supposed to, but
yeah, 32 is the low Thursday night. Just showing rain, so as long as it's
JNC is going to get some snow. He's in it.
Yeah, he's up that way.
Mm-hmm. Wild Japan is in Japan, though I'm not sure what. I don't remember the name of the town that you're in. But as you can see right there, we got a couple more pictures of him. Is that the forest that got us demonetized earlier in the video? And that is on the left, Mount Fuji. We got Pickle with a nice sunset. He's been really busy, so he's been kind of absent, but still getting some pictures in there, including that shot. And then G Llama is going to have a few pictures, including this nice sunset.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Good night, Shannon.
Shannon, have a great night. Thank you for coming and hanging out and for considering reading my book. And for not harassing me too much about my Flintstone feet. We're hanging out, having a good time, man. Taking a look at some pictures from the weekend that everybody had, seeing what kind of fishing and adventuring everybody has been doing the past couple of days. While Japan lives in the Tochigi Prefecture. Went to Yamanashi over the weekend. I think I'm doing a decent job pronouncing these. Might take me a time or two.
I think so.
I'm trying. Next up, we got Moneybag Yo with a really nice bass, a solid goose, and then G Llama, who is back and forth in the chat, got himself a nice skate, and he was breaking in a brand new rod that he was all excited about. If you ever have any questions about fishing gear and tackle, this gentleman in the Discord server answers all questions. He knows what he's talking about, and very generous at providing assistance and information when anybody asks. Mark J. Larson getting a little bit of rain. I think maybe we'll get some rain, a little lower temperatures. And Shannon, don't even worry about it. We totally understand. We know how that goes. Good luck. Growing with Joy. Hello and welcome to the stream. Appreciate you coming and hanging out with us. Is this your first time here? I don't totally recognize that name.
I think so.
Next up, so we were talking about Wild Japan doing that fishing. So this is what I'm curious about. These are the fish. I can't even begin to pronounce these.
Smell.
I believe it's that Aokigahara. I think that's what the name of that fish is. Yeah, kind of like a smelt. And that's them fried up in the middle there. Random guy got himself out for a nice sunrise. Unknown Outdoors YouTube, who is new to the Discord server, got himself out, got some really pretty pictures out there. We got some more coming up, but got some really pretty ones out on the stream lake. Amateur Outdoors and Pug Attack got outdoors and had some fun. 62 got this beast and had no idea what he had. He had to go into the server and ask around about it.
Big Ugly.
Yeah, Big Ugly.
Exactly.
Exactly.
Looked really good, Grant.
Yeah, I got a text message. He said you want 7 or 8 crappie, and I said yes. And it ended up being 9.
Nice.
And yeah, 5 of them were all that good 12-inch size, and
Nice.
4 were a little smaller. So yeah, she already had I guess that was Sunday. She already had a roast in the crock pot, so I filleted them and we ate them Monday night.
Nice.
Deal.
Yeah,
Well, they are smelt, just a different name for smelt.
Oh, okay. Wakasagi. Cool. Hey, you learned something new already. Yeah, kind of look. I don't know the first thing about smelt, so but that was nice. I kept
They're
hearing
awesome.
Wakasagi.
Hooked up backlash in the house.
What's up, man? How are you doing? What did you do this weekend?
I know
They
he's
just-
making some gumbo or something. It was right.
they just fry those up whole.
Yeah, we would cut the head off and the guts, cut down the stomach and get the guts out, and then fry it all and eat it, bones and all.
Interesting. You know, I've been wanting to try that with some of the species we got down here, maybe glass minnows or something. I know they're hard to get, but we can get them. Those little tiny baby mullet too.
Fat Tuesday.
Nobody, or at least I didn't know. I didn't even know it was Fat Tuesday. I had no idea.
Me either.
I'm gonna go out and just party double down tonight after we're done here. Hey, Janet. Pick up Backlash says if you want some gumbo, he'll take you some in a few. He's up the road from you.
I love gumbo.
Nice. I like to do. This is what I do like about 2023. For all my complaining a little while ago about I would absolutely try to monetize my losses on an issue like we were talking about. One of the things I do like about 2023 is this whole like Uber Eats. Not that I use it that much, but the fact that somebody can be right up the road with some gumbo and be like, "Yeah, I'll bring you some."
Ooh, nice bass.
Next up, Caleb, who we've seen him. He does a lot of freshwater and saltwater fishing. Got himself a nice bass. I was talking earlier about that Unknown Outdoors YouTube channel. Had some really cool pictures that he was taking of the streams and lakes and everything. Just some really artistic looking stuff I had to throw on there. Hatter jumped into the stream. She is new, or she jumped into the Discord and was talking fishing and then just tearing it up, and then had to drop this bomb on everybody. It was a fun conversation that her and Caleb were having kind of back and forth, and then she had to drop that one on there. Killed it with that. I think that's probably bigger than any bass I've caught.
Yeah, it's not a good picture, but I'd say that's just by the mouth and eyes, and I'd say it's a good 7.
Is that a smallmouth?
I think it's a largemouth.
I think it's largemouth too.
Okay, I thought it was a smallmouth at first because it didn't have that coloration, but I kind of see it now. I wouldn't think too much on that. Definitely bigger than any smallmouth I've ever got.
John, you messaged the address, so he's on the way.
Nice. Didn't get to go fishing because he was at an XFL game. I can respect that.
Yeah, I was supposed to be at an XFL game, same game, but then ended up having to do flooring with my daughter.
Boo.
Ooh.
But you did earn some good dad points.
Yeah, I guess.
Oh. That's all sad, Sandra. All right, so it is that time. I had no idea. I had no idea what direction to go with this. I want to know. It's time. It's time to vote. Let me get some rockin' tunes on here for this, and it's time to vote. Who is it that managed to get the best picture? Who is it that we want associated with us in our 2023 Wall of Fame, which is filmed very well?
We're losing them.
what do we want added to this Wall of Fame? As you can see, I'm in and out. Sorry.
There we go.
So collectively,
All
who are
right.
we adding to it? We got Moneybag Yo again with another great shot of this goose that he got. We got Sexy 2 with the big ugly he didn't even know he had. Hatter with a bomb of a bass. G Llama with a nice looking skate. Or the Unknown Outdoors YouTube channel with a really nice shot of species that we do not yet have on our Wall of Fame, which actually we don't have a bass on there either. Or skate. So
Man, I
far,
don't know.
it's Sexy 2, Moneybag Yo 1.
Tough.
All right, everybody vote.
All right, I'm voting.
And I'm going with Hatter on this one. I just liked her energy on that. She was all excited about that. C and B. And another for Big Ugly. Now, mind you, we got a lot of votes coming in for Sexy 2 and the Big Ugly. There, and a couple of it, like we've got Ben, David Martin. You guys are voting for Sexy 2, and I'm not going to let you change your vote, but I do want people to understand that we are going to be catching some of these guys too, these big black drum. So don't you. We're not going to have a whole Hall of Fame dedicated to black drum. Be mindful; it's going to be limited to the amount of black drum we're putting on that wall. You may be shooting yourself in the foot.
Well, he was first.
Oh, G Llama, you missed it, but man, you're in the running right now. You're on the leaderboard, top 5 photos of the week, and I don't have any votes for you at the moment, my friend. It is Sexy 2 winning 4-1, I think. 4-1 versus Moneybag Yo and Hatter, who both have 1 vote apiece, and Hatter just got another vote, so Hatter's got 2. But you're in the running, man. You're up there. You had a great shot with that skate. And we got a few. If you're catching big black drum, you better so better than Sexy 2. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, right? Hey, that's a good call on that. I don't know the size on that guy. I'm guessing he's in the upper 30s. But personally, I want to get my hands on one of those big 56 inchers.
I see it.
So do I. I have one under my belt. I have a 70-something pounder, but I don't have any pictures of it. We got about 30 more seconds left on this. While we're discussing that, we'll give it 30 more seconds. Anybody wants to jump into this, put in your votes now. It is Sexy 2 who's running away with this. So unless you want to give Unknown Outdoors, G Llama, Moneybag, or Hatter a chance, jump in there. Or Sexy 2 is running away with this thing with the Big Ugly. What are we going to be targeting this week in order to try to get on this leaderboard? What are we going to use to get onto the Wall of Fame, gentlemen? Big Ugly would be a good one for it.
I'd like to see that shark.
Yeah.
Can you
Yeah,
catch some shark right now down there?
If we can get offshore, I'll get sharks all day long offshore. That's what we were trying to do a couple weekends ago. We weren't able to pull off, but yeah, we were aiming for Mako. That's specific to this time of year catch. Bunch of dink bass last weekend on the Cousins Pond. Hey, I got all the respect in the world for that. I'd have a lot of fun with it. Can you win with a picture of flooring work, man? We should have, with the way that conversation has been, especially today, we should have an entire section dedicated to the hard work that we're all doing in our houses and everything. You know, if we're doing construction, we could go ahead and submit some photos for that.
All right.
All right, but at this time, I am calling it. It is Sexy 2 with a big ugly and a big win as he puts himself on the leaderboard for the 2023 Wall of Fame. Congratulations, sir. I'll be notifying you in the Discord server here shortly as soon as we get off. Thank you so much for being a member and posting that pic. Get out there and go get yourself another one, man. We can do this more. Wild Japan says he's going fishing by a haunted grove at an abandoned school on Thursday as it's a holiday. On my way to a stocked area now. Dude, that's awesome. Yeah, you're out there doing that right now. But also, man, if you want any assistance on, like, if you're going fishing on a haunted grove at an abandoned school is there...
That's YouTube all over it.
Yeah, it does. That's got viral just all over it. Let me know if you want to have a chat. We can have a chat behind the scenes and work on, like, you know, all the little whatever weird things you can do to make that thing go viral. Film your video and then we'll talk. No fishing for you because you got the flooring coming up. Sorry, man, but I know you're geared up and ready to go real soon here.
Yeah, there. We'll figure something out.
Yeah, at least you had a good 3-day weekend here recently.
Talking about when I was doing the trip I did go on.
Yeah.
Yes, that was awesome.
Yeah. If you hadn't seen that video, that was a good video.
Yeah. I just posted up last Wednesday, I think. I posted that. Yeah, white bass run on the Nueces River, though we actually got there late for the run, apparently.
I was just watching somebody else who was doing something on the white bass run, and it immediately made me think of you. Like Blue Gabe or somebody did it. I don't remember.
Yeah, it's a pretty sweet spot. A little place to stay right there on the water.
Yeah, that was cool.
Little Airbnb.
And I like that you include all that too.
Yeah, definitely.
It's a lot of fun when your experience is not just fishing. It's everybody getting together. You got the cabin. You got all the cool stuff going on. It's like a whole weekend. I enjoy being brought along for that entire, adventure.
Yeah.
I have no idea what my plans are. I know that they want to go back offshore. I know they want to go back out and try to get into some Mako and Wahoo and some of those things while we're physically able to do that. It doesn't look like the weather is going to be great for it. If that's the case, we are going to try to get out and get some sheep's head. But of course, that requires a weather window as well. So I'm crossing my fingers and just, hoping for the best for this weekend. Of course, still working on Cozumel stuff.
Sure can. It's Airbnb. I can send you some info, Ben.
Yeah, it looked like a lot of fun.
I was going to say I'd get in on that.
Can do.
And we are, we're still on board for snapper fishing in July. Can I get a confirmation on that? Because I'm all about it.
Yeah, I seen Ben send out something on it.
Yeah. I didn't know if you needed a response on that or not, Ben, so I'm utilizing this as a means of letting you know that I'm aware and I'm in on it.
What weekend is that? July.
I don't know.
I'm on call.
I just know it's in July.
I'm on call
You
the
interested?
weekend of the 15th and 16th in July.
Let me see. Ben, do you have that in front of you? Or I can try to look it up right now if not. Got me curious now. Saturday, June 24th. Oh, it's in June 24th.
June.
I'm not on call that weekend. You got room
Oh, there you go, Ben. You got room?
for two?
I bet you money I'm going to be in California that weekend.
Oh, there's your room now.
Yeah, right? John's so funny.
I'm sorry. I couldn't help it.
If I can double book, I will.
In between.
Such is life. Of course, something like that would get
Yeah,
scheduled against one of the few good offshore trips I get of the year.
Busy life. Famous YouTuber that travels all over the country, you know.
You know what's going to end up happening too? I'm going to end up going to California. I'm going to have to bow out of the trip, and then I'm going to end up fishing like the Los Angeles River, catching like a shoe for a video that's going to get 15 views. You guys are going to catch a monster grouper. I'm predicting all of this now. I know exactly how this is going to go.
You just got to get the right thumbnail of that shoe. Say it's the lost shoe, a lost pirate shoe.
I'm going to do it. Los Angeles River boot catch and cook.
There you go, Grant. You got the whole back of the boat. You need to get a hold of Ben,
he's
Grant.
got the best spots too. Oh, that was so awesome last year when we did that. Yeah, we did. We had didn't have the whole back of the boat, but we had like the two corner back end. And man, it just like the guys in the middle, love them to death. Great guys. They're wonderful human beings. But man, we could just run all over them. Anything that we needed, we could go back and forth if needed.
Nice. Sweet.
If
Appreciate
nothing, maybe I'll try to send Rachel out that way. We'll tag team it. She can do Houston. I'll do California. On that note, we've got just a couple of minutes here. A couple of minutes left on the stream here. So it is that time. We had a lot of people that went out and had an amazing weekend last weekend. Of course, it was a 3-day weekend. So, you know, for a lot of us, it was kind of the deck was stacked in favor of having a weekend like that. But man, we've only got a couple of days left in this week, and then it's going to be another weekend all over again. What are you going to be doing? What are we holding you accountable for next week? What can we expect to see from you guys? John, you're going to be doing flooring, huh?
Well, Friday is flooring. Hopefully, Friday is the last day of flooring, and then I can recuperate on Saturday. And then Sunday, I should be able to get some boat work done.
Nice.
That's the goal. Still got
Acceptable.
transducer to install, finish installing the Simrad, so that's the stuff to do.
I'm good with that. Grant, what are you going to be doing?
We'll say, is the to-do for John, is the to-do list still getting longer than it is shorter, or are you making some progress?
Oh, I'm making good progress now. I'm starting to see that little bit of light at the end of that tunnel out there. For the big things, you know, there's always, if you own a boat, there's always things you want to do. But, yeah, the big, really got to get done before we put her out there stuff. I'm getting pretty caught up on all that.
Gotcha. Yeah, I've got to get my boat fixed. I've got the duck blind off of it. Just got to get it hung up. I got to take my carpet platforms out and maybe find where the leak is and get some JB weld in there and hopefully stop that from leaking. But I'm on call this week, so I won't be taking it out this weekend regardless, but I need to get it ready for maybe the next weekend.
Yep, get it ready.
Yeah, the guys that gave me the fish Sunday, they had a new, I think a Garmin. It's not the live scope, but the guy up there with the live scope, he brought home like double limit, and the guy that gave me the 9, they were struggling. He said they were fishing right next to each other pretty much, and they just couldn't catch them.
Wow.
But the guy with the live scope that's been catching them every weekend, he's still wearing them out.
You have any idea on what the water temperature and depth was for them? Curious.
I know they were catching them 12 to 15 foot deep, but I'm not sure
Okay.
what the water temperature is. He said yesterday was the best day he'd had. He brought the most home yesterday, and it was the lowest barometric pressure. He said it was like 29.7. So this is the first year he's actually using a journal and writing all that stuff down, keeping track.
That makes sense.
I was like, yeah.
You don't want
I've been
to
thinking about doing that. Would anybody here find it valuable if I did a journal, if I journaled like all that stuff on our fishing trips and shared it? I've thought about it.
I mean,
I didn't know if it'd help anyone out or not.
I think it'd be something to add to like the end of the year, maybe if you're going to do the best of the year type videos.
Yeah. I started the journal probably, it's probably been, it might be 15, 20 years now. I did for a couple years, just looking back, what date, what was the weather like, but I don't even know where that thing's at now because I quit doing it, but I see a lot of people do it and it does help because we'll be like, oh, the white bass run, what was the water temp? Remember last year? And we're all like, no, we don't freaking remember that. You know what I mean? So that's where the journal would really help you.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, it would be neat. Here we are before Christmas, talking about the year. And you're like, yeah, I caught 27 hardheads and 37 this. And,
right.
Pretty neat.
It's true. 27 hardheads. That sounds like Stanley.
Oh, I could have some. Wait a second. What are you talking? We'll see about that. I'm going to journal my experiences, and we'll see.
Do it. Yeah, do it.
Let's see what the guys in the chat say. We got Scully Nation Adventure says they'll be taking it easy for him and the family this next weekend. Got to have those weekends, man. Completely. I might be going that direction myself. If I don't have a weather window, what I'm going to be doing is just recuperating, letting my body and mind heal from this week so that I can be, totally ready to go the following week. But we'll see. If the opportunity presents itself for me to get out, I'm doing it. Mark J. Larson. I saw this. I haven't seen the video yet, but I saw you posted it. Just posted a video of his very first otter. Super pumped, and I'm excited to see that. I'll be jumping in on it.
You see the excitement in the video, too. It's fun.
Yeah. You can catch me in the comments of that video. Mark my words on that. I'll be in on it.
For sure.
Hooked up in Backlash. Headed over to Chewy's for a drink. Man, have one for me. You have excellent taste. I am a huge fan of Chewy's nachos up that way. I like the one in Austin, personally, but regardless, cheers.
Some good sweet tea.
Ooh, that sounds good too. Man, we went to a place in Waco last weekend, HTO. My brother, his whole family likes going over there, and I'm not a tea person, but man, that was really good. I could be a tea person with that kind of tea. So, on that note, guys, that is about it. Do we have any closing statements here? Anybody want to add anything to the conversation before we shut her down? Anybody have any accountability stuff you need to be talking about before we get going? You got 30 seconds. You're on the clock. We got a comment just popped up from JNC No Limit TV. Stanley's journal entries. A wife outfishes me again. Nah, that ain't happening.
Yeah, that'd be funny as heck.
I promise I can outfish Rachel. Nobody believes that with my dirty HEB feet. Guys, thank you so much for hanging out with this today. It's been a Monday. I tell you what, it's been a rough one. So thanks so much for coming and making this a little bit more of an enjoyable experience, letting us, decompress and do everything, debrief and do everything, get it all off the shoulders so we can be ready for the rest of the week and we can all go out and have an amazing weekend next weekend. Go make it great. We look forward to seeing you in the next video, the next live stream.
Peace out.
Have a great day.